Hey you guys, welcome back to Southern Latitudes. I'm Robin, and this is going to be the Southern Latitudes Garden Tour Part 2. We left off a couple of days ago in the food forest, and today I was about to start picking lettuce, and I thought, oh, I definitely need to get that video made before I start cutting up all the lettuce that's out there. So hold on, let me open the gate. Like I said, this is like the Beyond the Gate video, which I'm gonna let Bud Man, he's with me almost all the time out here in the garden. He was a bottle baby that we got at 15 days old, and literally gave him a bottle every day until he was fully on kibble. And of course, you know, he just is everything to us. Our kids are adults now, and so he gets the baby treatment big time compared to any of the other dogs we've ever had. Of course, I had Chihuahuas too when we got him, and they were pretty spoiled, but they demand it, you know. Anyhow, so enough of that. I just wanted to come back over this way real quickly. We talked about the Jabota Caba being a little bit angry, and these are still very pliable, so I'm expecting them to leaf out as the weather warms up. They even have, it probably won't be picked up on the video, but they have a little bit of a green tinge to them, so I know they're still quite alive. Maybe that one shows up. Can you see that? Quite alive and have a little green to them. Then I have my angel trumpet right here. I have various plants. Of course, a lot of them are in bloom. And then there's a lot of weeds in here too. This is one of my last beds. I haven't weeded in here, in a couple spots in here, because when I prioritize spring gardening, it is food first and then flowers. And these guys, some of them have overwintered because we did not have a freeze. I have a lot of impatience in here. There is ginger in here. There is, right in here, it's not in bloom right now, but that is like a Chinese violet. Of course, we have a bunch of oak babies that shouldn't be in here. I have chaya right here. And then I have cassava that was gifted to me from my friends, and I need to get those in the ground. And you know, there's a lot of stuff going on at once, right? So I'll bring you back to this bed once it's cleaned up a lot more. And I think I've tried to highlight the trumpets when they come out. They're beautiful and white. There's nothing on them right at the moment. Behind me here are the Grand Nain banana pit area and the mushroom area. So let's talk about that, because that's very interesting to a lot of people. So I have Phoenix blue mushrooms here, and then I have shiitake warm here. So I had done originally mushrooms over there on those logs, and not a single spore took. So I think I had something like that. Maybe, perhaps, I'm just throwing out a scenario and a theory, perhaps they shipped when it was too warm and killed the spores, something to that effect, right? I don't know, may never know. So anyhow, none of those took. I took it like a year and a half to try to figure that out. It just didn't work. But my friends, they had extra spores in the refrigerator. So, and then I had my oak tree up here pruned. I had 3 oak trees pruned, and this was the wood off of those, so it was very fresh. We know that. We believe that the spores had been handled properly, and there's a whole video on that I can put at the end. But hopefully, I'm hoping maybe to see something this spring when the rains start coming. I'm hoping. If not, then, you know, it just comes when it comes, right? So I have, of course, the bananas. There's no racks in here right now, but I think this one's about to throw a rack. It seems to me like she's pretty thick right in here. So I feel like that one's coming soon. I have a lot of Dusty Miller. I have coleus. and polka dot plant. Now, there's the polka dot plant. It's super cute, and the coleus, but it's not enjoying the cold air right this minute. So, oh, also I have, there's a little story. I thought I was going to have all of my pines removed at the same time, and then we were going to do 2 by 2s by 2s. And in the middle of the first set of 2s, the guys walked out on the job. The owner of the business walked out on it, said he was losing money. He had underquoted me too much, by too much, and we got stuck the first time with lightning. They had to come down out of the trees. But when they came, they were late. When they left early. They left all their equipment here, which was fine by me. I'd never had a problem with that. But he came back with a chip on his shoulder when it came time to finish that. And anyhow, I would never rehire them. And other things broke down. And it was still the rainy season. So I said we would readdress it when it was the dry season, which is now. We've got a couple other things way more important on our plate. And so the trees remain. But meanwhile, I had cleaned out a lot of stuff from underneath this pine. And the pineapples and the aloe all made a home here. And it looks like they've decided to root in, because I have not just 1, but 2 pineapples coming. Do we have more? Okay, I think that's it. I have 2 pineapples coming. And so I think we're just going to leave these guys right here. The aloe is throwing up their blooms and flowers, so it looks happy there. And I actually kind of like the aloe right in the corner. I have Stokes, aster right there. I have some 4 o'clocks here. Again, the bed just needs a good overall cleaning up. But, and removal of things, but I like it. I like the way it's going, and I don't really mind the pineapples in there because they're very slow to fruit, and the banana is very slow to fruit, so they can be slow together over in that bed. So which way do we want to go, north or south? Let's go north. Okay, so in here is my melon. Hold on a second. I dropped weeds in here. The squirrel has been doing a number. This is, I don't have a tag. This is the Lily Crenshaw melon. And they're putting on some really nice true leaves. I'm just going to let them scatter in every direction over here. This was yesterday's video. And so, again, you can see the green a little bit better. I got to go ahead and till it again and then again. We did find a nice little stash of potatoes, but sweet potatoes, but not at all what I expected. Really, I was kind of semi disappointed. But again, it could be maybe my soil condition is off, and I could do a soil check with that. It could be that they didn't have as much light as a potato in full sun. That also can affect the growth of your potatoes, and probably other things. I'm not the be all end all on potatoes, that's for sure. I'm just kind of like a dumb luck person for potatoes. All right, so we have Tavor artichoke here. We struggled really hard with artichokes. I still have the small one right there, but it just goes nowhere. I don't know why. So this, out of like a 7 or 8, this is the only one that made the fall. And it looks good. So it looks like we'll probably have fruit here by maybe April. Then we have, I think these are Zephyr squash. Look, I was going to say I see a baby girl, but like a bloom. No, I don't. These just got in the ground. They're still pretty young, but they do go fast as the spring goes. I have a Top Bunch 2.0 collards in here. I have the Florida 91 in the back, and then I have red snapper tomatoes here. I need to get cages up and around them pretty soon. I have my carrots left over from the fall. We have radishes. I have French breakfast radishes right here. And then turnips here in the back. That was the end of my packets. So we need to definitely get to eating on those. I have feverfew, which I'd like to give it its own video in the future. So I have feverfew here. mustard greens here. The beautiful nasturtium display. Oh my goodness. Yesterday was a little, it was rough in the sense that we had 2 inches of rain. But the good news is that we had it very gently. But I can see the flowers are a little weighed down from all the water they've had. But I'm thankful and grateful for the rain. I have, let's get in here. So this is Rebecca triloba, and it's a little black-eyed, it's a brown-eyed Susan. It's not even a black-eyed Susan. So these need to come down. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't want these to grow back. I have more of their babies in here. So once I weed, you know, you'll be able to see that clearer. I have anise hyssop in here, covered up in here. It's there. I have Mexican hat flower is in here. I think a lot of these require you to overwinter and go through a cold stage. So I expect great things, you know, by April. They'll start looking better. More nasturtiums. We have our, I think that was called the Phoenix Rose, where it was like a Joseph's Coat climbing rose. That's in there, putting on new growth. We have more anise hyssop. No, we have more Rebecca triloba in there. And then we have corn, which is kind of, this is not good. This is falling over. The mustard is falling into the corn. I'll have to fix that today. But so we had spotty, maybe about 50% germination. I'm hoping to come back through here and re-sow in some of the gaps. Like there's a little gap back here. Yeah, the whole area kind of needs some love and some weeding, but overall it is producing good food. I have a, I don't remember, was this a beefsteak? Something I got at the hardware store. But you know what? This has been really strange. Unlike all my other varieties, this one, see, it's putting on flowers. I haven't really paid close enough attention to see. I believe all the flowers are falling off, which was heat, but it's winter. So I'm so confused as to, I got great, yeah, here's a better, look at this. So I don't know why that's usually a sign of high temperatures at night, which is, you know, we had that. But whatever, this has got to be like an heirloom or something, because it's just not happy. And here's its friend also not producing. I have blanket flower here that, here's a bloom. This is just a perennial here, and it keeps re-sowing itself. You can see the little seeds about to pop out there. All that's good. I have canna here, the African foxglove in here. All those are heat lovers, and so they really are going to want to show off better once we get warmer. Right now, I think we're in the upper 50s today. Could be the low 60s. That might be in the highs. But it feels good to me, but not to, you know, heat-loving plants like that. So this is right here, South Garden, and it is, I turned it into a bit of a market garden this year. And so this spot traditionally has, I mean, I used to grow vegetables in it. There's a little bit of mustards just spilled over, and I accidentally had some tomatoes. But mostly it's a flower bed. Look at how beautiful, absolutely, Buddy's looking. He's showing you how to look at how beautiful that nasturtium is. That is the Emperor or Empress of India. It is absolutely gorgeous. I usually have butterfly pea on the fence, which I do need to cut back. It's just a bunch of seed pods, which are gonna drop any day. I do have black-eyed Susans in here as well. They're scattered down the whole row, but it's hard to tell when you have so much weed in here. Look at this one's attaching to the fence and going up. That is beautiful. I love nasturtiums for that. And I have a big old sunflower that volunteered, or maybe I put it here, I don't know. getting ready to show itself off. Now this one, there's one right there, and that one volunteered. Oh, so okay, let's go fast because I hear the garbage truck. This is my mostly lettuce bed right here, and it's doing great. Everything's working out good with the I changed the way things were because this bed used to flood. So I took the soil out of the rows, put it up here to mound it up, made it better, amended it, put down the landscaping fabric, and put holes in. I have a whole video on that. I'm happy to share my knowledge there. Go to that video. But then we put nothing but mulch in here, so the water drains very well now in the walkways. And I love that. And it's time to clean out some areas. I believe I'm going to replace a good bit of that with some peppers in here. So I think that'll work very well. We have Crispina, we have different Salanovas, we have different leaf lettuces down there. And then we come to, and this is right here, plantain, the plant, not the banana. And this is a really good medicinal plant. So this one got to stay here. I have some in the walkways, like right by Buddy's foot is a plantain. And somewhere over there is a plantain. But anyhow, look at my dandelions. So they're just starting to open for the morning. They go to sleep at night, and then they wake back up during the day. And you can use the young leaves, like the little leaves like this. This one would be good in a salad. It can be a little bit more bitter, like arugula. But, and you can keep every part of it's edible, quite honestly. But in the end, you can make tinctures. You can make salves, especially out of the flowers. Use the roots to make dandelion tea. So I'm really excited about that. I plan on doing the whole full cycle again. I don't think I think I am going to rip out like 80% of them and start again. But I'll leave a couple just to see if I can get better on second year plants. But we're just gonna keep going with this. I hear a lot of good things about dandelion tea for health issues. And then we have red cabbage right here. Okay, in rows, well, I guess if you go 1, 2, 3, and 4, they need a bit of a turning over. So we had bok choy here. That can be filled up with peppers. I had basil, but we actually collect, well, some of the basil could stay. But we did collect a lot of basil and dehydrate it, and that's great. Here I have bouquet dill, which is about to flower. The one in the back's already flowering. But we've also taken a lot of these smaller side shoots and dehydrated those as well. And then my celery, I'm on this stuff like almost every day. I use celery in some way. I either use it in the salads, or I dehydrate the leaves and I make seasoning with it. My son and I, we made a 5-spice Italian seasoning, and we used nothing but the herbs from the garden. And I mean, it was like, you know, typical sage, basil, oregano. I think we threw in a teeny tiny bit of dill and parsley. Did I say that? And celery. And wow, of course the strongest part is the basil. You smell that. So it's just nice to know where your spices come from, because if you've ever chosen to look into some of the larger companies, I don't want to get in trouble, but if you look into some of the larger companies and what they do for spices, I mean, it's almost like they sweep the floor. I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot of nastiness in your spices. And then also thyme. Okay, so thyme was supposed to be one of our herbs in the 5-spice, Italian 5-spice, and mine, I have a little bit, but I plan on growing it up until about June, usually July. It'll start stressing, and then just whacking it at the base, essentially, so letting it get through summer, and we'll see if it over summers. I'm going to use that term. I've never heard that used, but over summer through the heat, and hopefully it'll come back. If not, I paid $1 for each one of those. I have 3 of them. I paid $3. You would pay that on a little jar of spices anyhow, and I know where mine are coming from and that they are completely natural and no chemicals. Anyhow, speech over. So I have winter Mexican, not winter. Why do I do that a lot? That's my avocado. I have kale, which is Ragged Jack or Red Russian. It has 2 different names. I have different broccoli. Oh, so I don't know. This was more like an Italian variety that didn't put on big heads, but it has lots of side shoots all the time. And I let it go to flower. I don't think this is the same. This might be Bellstar or Godzilla. It doesn't look like Godzilla though to me. Godzilla usually has big heads, but we had Bellstar down there, and they did don't, you know, maybe it's where it's at wasn't that great. I also have Swiss chard, rainbow Swiss chard in here, just a little bit. I was filling the holes, but everything is taking over and kind of growing on top of it. I put in some board here and here. I put in a little bit of snapdragons just because I could, and wow, I can't believe they survived. Been neglected. This is Lacinato or Nero de Toscana kale. Look, there's a lizard in there. Hey guy, are you it's trying to stay warm in the kale. But this is really good in your pasta dishes and soups and stuff like that. I had some volunteer nasturtiums up here. Don't know how they made it to South Garden from North Garden. More Swiss chard. And as you can see, I pick off of it pretty heavily. And more kales. Oh, let me show you. I did a picture on my community page. This is Red Ursa kale, which is a combination of Red Russian and something else. I believe that's how it goes. I have to look it up every time. But isn't that cool? The leaf structure is just a little bit different, but beautiful in its own right. We have more pineapple here. I haven't checked that one. Maybe. I think we're up to 7 pineapple now. There is the, oh, I forgot the name of this one. This is, oh yeah. Now I got to try to remember. What were you? Lavender Crush. Rose, and it's putting on new growth since we put them in the ground about 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. So, oh, some Spanish moss has come over, fallen over. And then here are my Chef's Choice bicolors. Can you tell it's like the leaves are coming down past couple of days, and the whole yard is filled with leaves from the oak overhead. And hold on, I'm stepping very carefully. And right here, and I have 3, if this one will survive. But those are the, so I think it was a misplaced seed in a seed packet. And I thought they were supposed to be Waishi, but they're not. They're red with little yellow stripes. Really good salad tomatoes. So I pulled out some dead Camparis. Oh no, the green vernissage tomatoes were here. Pulled those out. They were done. They were kaput. The beets we sewed together, looking really great. Can you believe that? Looks great. Then we have the Athena cantaloupe in here, and oh well, something ravaged on these, but I have 1 left. I did give away, you know, we sowed a lot of seeds in here, so I gave away a few to a friend. This is Kentucky Wonder green beans. Oh, but I'm really excited for this little section of the garden. I really haven't grown much over here the last 3 years or something. We've kind of left it dead or had white sweet potatoes in it or whatever. And last year I tried to do cassava, which I do have cassava here, more of it here. And I'll put the other cassavas here. Look, we actually have a white sweet potato in here somewhere. Oh well. Kind of like once you have sweet potato, you always have a sweet potato. So anyhow, I got to put more cassavas in whenever that is. Katuk here, but I'm going to trim them down. Here's a baby katuk, probably planted itself, volunteered. I have a lot of siso spinach in here as well. I have Chief Kubo's seaside prize spinach, and this is really cool. You can eat the younger tender leaves raw, but the older ones you should cook because it puts off something. Oh, I forget what that is, but anyhow, I grow it simply for the beauty. It has these gorgeous yellow, very it's like the bloom itself has these little tendrils going up on the sides. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I leave it here just for beauty in the front yard, and an example to show people that you can eat your plants. Next to it is the Mexican shrimp plant, and then in front are supposed to be Black Beauty tomatoes. And you know, I think I said this in the last video, probably 2 videos ago, probably in the other garden tour. I don't know what's going on with my Black Beauties. They all look just like regular brandywines, not black brandywines. And I'm pretty certain the label said black brandywines on them. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, they're delicious all the same. They're big, they're delicious, but they're not black brandywines, which is my favorite. So anyhow, this is South Garden, and if you would be so kind as to give me a thumbs up, because it does help push out these videos. And for, you know, I hate to even ask you for that, but it does really help YouTube to share this. If you don't, it thinks that you don't like this video, so therefore it's not going to share it with others. I have also a recent video of me putting in the butterfly garden a week or 2 ago. Well, that's at least 2 weeks ago now. So I hope that you'll enjoy watching that one too. I'm not going to take you up there. Nothing's changed since then. Yeah, so you guys, with that being said, look, Buddy's just hanging out. He's being patient, waiting on Mommy to finish up the video. So I think that concludes everything in the front for the most part. So if I didn't cover something, if I glazed over it, feel free to ask me. I'm happy to meet you guys in the comments below and have conversation there. So you guys take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Ready? Come on, let's go.